Hello class 9. Today we'll start with types of germination of the seed chapter. Okay. Now there are two types of germination. One is hypogeal and another is epigeal. The region of the axis between the point of attachment of cotyledons and the plumule is called epicotyle, and the region of the axis below the cotyledons is called hypocotyle. So there are two parts, one is epicotyle, another is hypocotyle, and it is depending upon whether it is above the point of attachment of cotyledons or below the point of attachment of cotyledons. Okay. Now both this epicotyle and hypocotyle never elongate together during germination process. It is either one of them that will elongate. Now if the epicotyle start elongating, that is the point which is above the between the point of attachment of cotyledons and the plumule, that means above the cotyledons, then the cotyledons remain underground and the germination is then called hypogeal, because epicotyle elongating means the portion above the cotyledon is elongating and the cotyledon is remaining underground. This kind of germination is known as hypogeal. We can find it in P and gram. Now, if the hypocotyle elongates, which is definitely below the cotyledons, then the cotyledons are pushed above the ground. It is very clear to us because it is below the cotyledons. And this type of germination is called epigeal germination. Example, castor, bean seeds. Now, they have given two differences. Very easy. The things which we have read just now that they have given as a point of difference, go through it. Okay. Now, this is the picture given where germination of pea seed is occurring. That means hypogeal mode of germination. What's happening you see here? You please observe the diagram properly. The seed absorbs water and swells considerably. The testa softens and bursts. Testa means the outer covering of the seed coat. The radicle emerges, grows downwards and forms the root system. The plumule grows upwards and forms the shoot of the seedling. In the earlier stages of development, the plumule is arched and thus protects the young shoot from injury. The cotyledons supply food till the seedling is able to exist independently. Later they wither and shrivel up. That means they are destroyed, they degenerate. The cotyledons remains underground and the germination is hypogeal. So we can see here in the diagram that the radicle is emerging. Okay. And then the cotyledons are remaining inside the soil and the radicle is giving rise to the root system, here in this case the tap root system, and the young shoot is coming out from the plumule which is growing upward above the soil, and germination is occurring. So this is the hypogeal mode of germination, because here we can see that the cotyledons, these are the cotyledon parts which are remaining under the ground and the shoot system is arising above the ground. Clear? Now, in the bean seed, we see the epigeal mode of germination. The seed absorbs water and swells again. Again, the radicle grows downwards to form the root system. The arched hypocotyle grows and becomes straight, bringing the cotyledons above the soil. Germination is therefore epigeal. Epi means above. Okay. The cotyledons become the first green leaves and soon fall off after the foliage leaves grow. So this is the foliage leaf. Before that, only the cotyledons were there as the first green leaf. After this foliage leaves emerge, these leaves wither up or falls off. And because hypocotyle is this portion, so this portion is elongating, so the cotyledons are bound to come above the ground. So it is the apigeal mode of germination. Clear? In another case also we can find this kind of germination, like we have got the example castor seeds. So bean seeds, castor seeds, they show apigeal mode of germination. Clear? Now in the maize grain, we can find hypogeal mode of germination. See, this is the maize grain. The grain imbibes water and swells considerably. The radicle pierces through the protective root sheath coleorhiza and the fruit wall and grows downwards to form the root system. But it dies off soon. New roots develop from the base of the stem. Those are actually adventitious roots. It's not the taproot system, fibrous roots. Okay. The plumule pierces through its protective sheath coleoptile and grows straight upwards. The two protective sheaths, coleorhiza and coleoptile, may be seen as a membranous covering on the axis of the seedling. The cotyledon, here we know, we have already read the structure of maize grain, and we know here we call the cotyledon as scutellum, that absorbs food from the endosperm till it is exhausted. The hypocotyle does not elongate here, because hypocotyle is which portion? Hypocotyle is the lower portion. Clear? This portion is the hypocotyle. So it is not elongating. So the germination is hypogeal. Clear? Now, viviparous germination. The mangrove plants. I hope you all have heard about Sundarban. And Sundarban, they consist of a lot of mangroves there. So one of the mangrove is Rhizophora and another type is Soneraceae. These are all scientific names. So you will start with a capital letter and you will underline whenever you are writing it. It shows a special mode of seed germination called vivipary, in which seed germinates inside the fruit while it is still attached to the parent plant. So this is a very rare phenomena, you can say, because we all know that generally it doesn't happen that the seed is germinating inside the fruit itself when it is still attached to the parent plant. But in vivipary we get this kind of a phenomenon that goes on. After germination, the plant drops the seedling into the soil, which develops root and fixes itself. Okay, so this is a very rare kind of thing, but you have to know what is this vivipary germination. And seedling, I hope you all know, germination in any plant ends with the formation of a seedling. It is a stage. This is the definition. Dear students, this is the definition of seedling. It is a stage of the growth of a plant from a seed before it has become wholly independent of the food stored in it. So this is your definition of seedling. The roots of the seedling absorb water and minerals from the soil. The leaves start manufacturing food for the young plant, which keeps growing and becomes a mature plant and produces flowers and seeds in its turn. So here we need to learn the definition of seedling. Clear? So I hope this chapter is very clear to you, because it's a very small chapter, and but the structures, the diagrams, the differences are important from this chapter. Okay, because class 9 these days, you are giving board exams, so definitely please you go through the textbook thoroughly, because it will help you a lot in answering the short questions, the multiple choice questions, and also the long questions, right? So, and few experiments also I have discussed with you in that the 3 bean seeds experiment is very important. Other than that, the other experiments are very small experiments. If you understand, you can write it in your own language, in your own. Okay, so please go through the chapter. If any problem you have, please you can ask me in the comment box. I will surely solve your problem. Thank you.